Hey all. This is the second part I'm sure all of you have been waiting for, on what to spend diamonds on Untapped Titans. Well, to do this, I'll go over each way and whether or not it's worth it to spend. So let's quit the chit-chat and start, shall we? Well, you can use them on some temporary power-ups, which you can find on the green tab in the main screen, the one with the star icon. You can use it on 4 things: Make It Rain, Doom, Power of Holding, or Guardian Shield. As for which ones are worth spending diamonds on, only Guardian Shield. The rest I would never purchase, unless you have free charges of it which you can get from the daily boss reward. I know for the fact that Make It Rain is a pretty big noob trap, and a lot of new players tend to purchase it because it seems like it gives a shit ton of gold. But remember, this is a progression game. You may have 1 million DPS at one point, then 1 billion within another hour. Make It Rain just gets rid of that time gap where you would collect that much gold, so as long as you have a little patience you save those diamonds on something else. Doom only works on one monster, but if you're at the point where you don't have enough DPS to kill the monster, then you might as well just prestige. The only use of Power of Holding is to combine it with Hand of Midas for extra gold, but this isn't really any better than just buying a Make It Rain. Otherwise it's just another shadow clone that costs diamonds. Now Guardian Shield is the one to spend diamonds on, if you ever had to. It prevents your heroes from dying for 24 hours, which is helpful when you're almost about to prestige, as you wouldn't want a hero to die at that point then wait 24 hours for it to come back up. Speaking of which, you can still spend diamonds to revive a dead hero, costing 144 at maximum. But whether or not it's worth to just play it safe and spend diamonds on Guardian Shield, or not buy it and spend diamonds on reviving instead, is all up to you. If you have the Warrior's Revival artifact, I'd probably skip on Guardian Shield because that artifact cuts your hero revive time in half, which in turn cuts the diamond cost in half. Now another icon on this tab, right below the Guardian Shield, is the skill refresh option, which costs a certain amount of diamonds depending on how long your abilities are on cooldown. Once again, just like Make It Rain, if you're patient enough you shouldn't have a need to spend diamonds on this. I made a video though where you can exploit this to make it cost only 1 diamond, which I'll link somewhere in the description. So check it out if you want to know how. Moving on, we've got customizations, which is a relatively new feature. Simply click on your hero icon and a different menu will pop up, where you'll see a bunch of different swords, hats, or shirts to choose from to decorate your little guy, or girl. These customizations can be obtained by reaching a certain milestone, for example, 1,000 tournament points for a new shirt, or 100 prestiges for a new weapon. But a lot of them will be restricted by a diamond cost, and this is where I would pour most of my diamond money into. Only problem is most of them are pretty expensive, with the most expensive ones reaching into a cost in the thousands, so imagine having to collect them all. Quite expensive, eh? And the last way, salvaging artifacts. It's only viable to do this in the early to mid-game where you don't have many artifacts, because the price skyrockets depending on how many you own. At 27 artifacts owned, the cost to salvage a lot of them are at least 5,000. But when you have say 5, the cost is probably around 50 or so, which is definitely affordable, so if you happen to get Hunter's Ointment early on you may want to think about using those diamonds. Speaking of which, there's a way to find out your artifact sequence, which a nice fellow made a program of, so if you want to know how, tell me and I may consider doing a video about it. That will be all for now. Damn, these commentaries are getting pretty long by now. The length of them is almost growing as fast as my penis. Just kidding, I don't have one. Not because I'm a grill, but because I'm a robot, and robots don't reproduce by mating. Anyways, drop a like down below if you found this helpful. I appreciate them very much. Have a great day.